Hey, what's going on? It's Adam here. Today I want to talk to you about the 5 spiritual qualities that will impact the growth of your business.
I'll tell you a secret.
So there's the physical realm and the spiritual realm, and the spiritual realm is just as real as the physical realm. And so most entrepreneurs do not spend enough time investing in their spiritual growth, but the spiritual side is where it begins and then it manifests into the natural. So what are 5 qualities that you can use to grow your business? Well, I want to share 5 spiritual qualities that have impacted our growth. Number 1 is learning to see through our eyes, not see with our eyes. So what does that mean? That means that as an entrepreneur, if you see only with your physical sight, you will see what's happening instead of what's possible. What does this mean? There was times in our business when we were growing, and if you don't know, growing sucks cash, because you begin to hire in advance for the growth you anticipate. And there was times early on I would talk to my wife and say, baby, I don't know how we're gonna make it. I mean, our payroll is more than what's coming in, right? But in the spiritual sense, like, all right, God, what's happening here? And then you begin to get downloads like, no, you're right where you need to be. You're hiring your team advance for the next level of growth. And shortly after those tough seasons of not knowing how we were gonna make payroll, we would experience waves of growth and make more in a month or 2 months than we have in the last 6-7 months combined. So when you see with your eyes, you only see what's happening, but when you see through your eyes, you're able to see what's possible. Same thing goes with maybe a member of your team. There was times where I wanted to fire somebody. I saw they were just making mistake after mistake and I wanted to can them. But the spiritual side said, wait, be patient, train them, teach them. They're a good person. They're going to be great on your team. You just got to give them another shot. And some of those people are our best performing and most loyal teammates to this day. So seeing through your eyes, not with your eyes. That's why the word says to focus on what is, not just on what is seen, but what is unseen. One of my favorite verses of all time. Number 2 is setting God-inspired goals. You might say, Adam, what do you mean by God-inspired goal? It's a goal that requires God in order to hit it. I don't want to just set goals that I can do in my own effort. Those are a lot of times what people teach you. Set attainable, measurable goals that you know you can hit. No, I want to be able to set a goal that requires God in order to hit it. Basically a miracle. Because that creates a lifestyle of miracles. That's where business gets fun, because you know that it's not just your effort, that it's God doing his part, you're stepping out in faith and doing your part. And one of those like miracle moments is when we couldn't afford to hire our first teammate. And I remember talking to my wife saying, oh my gosh, babe, we cannot afford this. But at the same time, I was so stretched, I couldn't continue to do everything on my own. So we ended up bringing our first salary teammate. We said, we're just going to believe in prayer that this is going to work out. Well, that freed me up literally 30 to 40 hours of work that I was doing with clients that then allowed me to focus on marketing, which then allowed me to multiply the growth of the company. And we saw miracle growth that I could never have imagined had I not stepped out in faith and made that hire. So constantly seeing miracle after miracle from stepping out of faith, and then God does his part. Number 3 is hearing from God. This is so important, and that's why prayer life is so important, because I don't ever just want to grow the business based off of what I see. I want to be able to get direction from where God wants to take us. And so in my prayer life, I'm saying, okay, God, show me who to hire. Give me eyes for the right people. Show me what direction to spend my time. Show me what the vision is for this company, because I want it to grow the way that you want it to grow, not the way I want it to grow, because I may not know what's best, you know what's best. And so being able to surrender to the voice, and then as God speaks to me, I'm then just being obedient to that voice and taking action on what I'm called to do. So that way the right people come in, you're in the right direction. And you may not move as fast all the time, but direction is better than speed. So I'm moving in the right direction, in purpose, more meaningful work that actually matters. So being able to hear from God for not only more success, but also a more fulfilling pathway. So spiritual quality number 3, being able to hear the voice of God. Number 4, being able to be in alignment with purpose. When God gives you a vision, you stick to it. It's nice because you don't get distracted with all these other pathways that aren't in alignment with your vision. And there's a great guy by the name of Miles Monroe, and he said that vision is nice because it makes decisions for you, meaning that when you have a vision, you don't say yes to things that don't align with the vision. but you say yes to the things that do align with the vision. So if great ideas come up, there's no shiny object syndrome trying to get into all of these areas that are not in the lane or the direction that we're headed. This allows us to stay focused, compound our efforts, and being able to get more momentum rather than be distracted with all of these areas that are out of alignment. Then you start to master so many things and you become an expert at nothing. So vision is so important in being able to stay in alignment with your purpose. You'll feel more at peace, more in alignment with your giftings, and you'll feel more alive because you're operating in your strength zone for what God has called you to do. So alignment with vision. Number 5, forgiveness of people, because the reality is you are going to get hurt, not just by clients, you're going to get hurt by people on your team that are going to offend you. They're going to say things about you. They may even quit and talk behind your back, or maybe be in your company and talk behind your back, and you find out about it. There will be times where people do you wrong. And so one of the most powerful spiritual skills that I've ever learned is how to forgive on the spot. Such a powerful thing, because if you don't carry forgiveness, you will carry resentment and anger. You will blow people out who sometimes need a second chance. You will cancel people out who may have just made a mistake. And it passes by opportunities to grow as a person and develop other people, because a lot of times in those opportunities where people do you wrong, it's a lesson for you to pass it. If you don't pass the lesson, life will bring the lesson again. So you want to be able to learn how to forgive on the spot, because people will come in and out of your life. People will do you wrong, and you have to be able to learn how to get past that. So one of my advices is to allow room for people to come in and out of your life without taking it so personal. Because anytime God moves somebody out of your life, a lot of times it's because he's making room to bring in somebody better. That's why if a teammate ever quits, I always bless them on their way, because I expect God to bring somebody even better. So I don't take it personal. I don't get offended. In fact, there was a teammate who had left us. She was incredible, such a talented person. Thought we could never replace this person. And I blessed her on her way. God brought in a new team, lifted the lid off of the growth of our business. We multiplied 3 times. When at a time we were asking ourselves, how can we make it without this girl, because she was so talented. So you got to be able to bless people on their way, forgive on the spot. People are going to talk behind your back, but you bless them anyways, and you continue growing on your journey and staying focused on the pathway that God has for you. So those are 5 spiritual lessons that will impact the growth of your business. Hopefully you're able to adapt some of these, maybe take self-inventory of areas you can grow in. And so if you got value from this, I have a community called Spirit Driven Success, where we focus on the spirit-driven success qualities to help you become a person of increase. Because the reality is everything starts in the spiritual realm and it manifests into the physical. So it's like a spiritual training ground for entrepreneurs and creatives. It is Bible-based. If you want to learn about that community, head over to spiritdrivensuccess.org. Click on the link. You can try it out for $1. And we'd love to have you in that community. Powerful training ground for entrepreneurs, creatives who want to grow in their purpose and grow in their business. So if you got value, subscribe to this channel. Leave your comments below. Love y'all, and I'll see you in the next video.